I spent 8 days in Spain traveling, eating, and looking at pretty architecture, and all I have to show from this is 5 pounds on the scale that definitely weren't there before. I think I went a little crazy because this is my first time in Western Europe, and since I never got to study abroad, this was me cramming a semester's worth of culture into 1 week. Not gonna lie, I did not plan a single itinerary before we came just because my brother is studying here, so I thought he could be a good tour guide. You can probably guess how that went. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing all of the mistakes I made going into this trip and what I wish we could have done differently. Our first stop was Barcelona. Our hotel was super cute and it was in a really great location in Barcelona. However, I booked a bedroom for 3 people and there were 4 of us. Do you see our issue? The hotel would not let my brother in, so every time we went in and out, we'd have to split up and walk suspiciously around the lobby. The room was also really cramped, but since we're only going to be here for 2 days, we tried to make it work. Another mistake we made was not doing research on the food scene. Our first meal in Spain, we went to a restaurant without Googling it, and it was the worst meal I've ever had on a trip. We ordered a meat platter and nothing was seasoned. Barcelona is right next to the sea and we couldn't even get a little salt. We were also not good about eating at the proper times, and we were typically the only people eating in a restaurant at 7 p.m. And so we got pretty tired of tapas by like the 3rd or 4th day. The wine was really good though, and we tried a version of their sangria called a Tinto de Verano, and it was giving very summery vibes. However, I love the cafe culture in Spain, and there was always an accessible cafe a few minutes from any location we were in. This is us on our second day walking to our brunch spot, and the pastries were so good, and something we always got for breakfast was the fresh squeezed orange juice. Did I mention how good the pastries were? We were able to meander around the city, and luckily there was a lot to do and see, so we never had a quiet moment. One thing about Spain is that the architecture is absolutely stunning. With a mix of Gothic and modern architecture, it felt like we're being teleported through time. I loved how many people were outside and enjoying the sun, and we even saw a group of people dancing. It looked like so much fun. However, the biggest L we took in Barcelona was not being able to see the inside of the Sagrada Familia since I tried to get tickets too late. I accidentally booked for the wrong day, and when I tried to change the tickets, there was no space left for us on the day that we wanted to go. So if you're visiting Barcelona and want the full Sagrada experience, get tickets in advance. Our train to Madrid today is at around 2 p.m. So we're just kind of taking a slow morning and having some brunch and getting some coffee before we go, and just trying to see the Mediterranean before we head over to Madrid. Start off with the morning orange juice. These are freshly squeezed, so they have so much pulp. And I'm normally not a pulp person, but I love these. They just like give it so much more like depth and sweetness. I love mornings here. Our first stop in Madrid was the Prado Museum. Luckily, we learned our lesson from the Sagrada Familia and got tickets early, and we made it in. We were a group of 4 and we ended up splitting up to see the entire museum at our own pace, which was nice because we could see all of our favorite pieces. I wish we were able to take pictures and videos in the museum, but it was definitely a highlight of the trip. Our mistake here was not allocating enough time for the museum. We were definitely rushing towards the end, and we had already spent around 3 hours here. Recommend this place if you're coming to Madrid.
Yeah.
One thing that we actually did right was trying Iberico ham. This originates from Spain, and wow, they do it so well. We tried a few different cuts and flavors, and it was delicious combined with cheese and bread. Although this was supposed to be a snack, it was really filling, and we ordered like 4 baskets of bread, just so we can eat more.
Chorizo. This is the fit today. We're going to visit the Palacio in Madrid, and we're really close, but it's so beautiful, and I got tickets for us to go see the inside, so I'm really excited to go in. This is our 3rd full day in Madrid, and it's been such a good time, guys. We've done so much here, so take you around the palace today. Thanks for following along. This is a beautiful building. Like, there's so much artwork, and there's like gold on the walls.
Another thing I wish we did was try and go outside of Madrid city center and explore other areas of the city. We walked the same square multiple times and stayed around relatively touristy locations instead of diving deeper into where locals typically visit. One spot I'm glad we were able to go was a Tablao, which we got to see a flamenco show.
Flamenco!
Luckily, we had dinner beforehand because there was a Michelin star restaurant that was serving dinner for super expensive prices if you chose to get the show and a dinner, so we only chose the show. There were cheaper options for the show, but because we only thought about going the morning of, we had to go with the pricier option. And although the show was a little bit more on the pricey side, it was highly recommended, and my family really enjoyed it. It's definitely better to visit Andalusia to see flamenco, but unfortunately it wasn't on our itinerary.
Ay, tu barco y yo el navegante.
Our last stop was Valencia. This was probably my favorite stop as it is the home of the paella and is a gorgeous seaside city with so much to do and see. I'm glad we didn't get paella in Madrid because it was so good here. The tapas at this restaurant were really good too, and the bread was amazing. The star of the show was definitely the paella, and we got it with rabbit meat, which was unexpected but delicious. Another thing that was really famous in Valencia was the horchata, and we were so excited to try it, but my mistake was thinking that it would taste super sweet and cinnamony like the horchata in Mexico, but the Spanish version is made with tiger nuts and is less sweet. I don't think I could get used to the taste, but my brothers liked it and it was fun to dip the bread into the drink. On one of the days in Valencia, we stumbled upon a croquette festival which was right on the beach, and we tried so many different croquette flavors. By the end, we didn't want to look at food anymore since we ate so much, and we took a digesting walk by the water. It was an amazing day to be at the beach, and it was pretty crowded.
Funny how it works sometimes. Yeah, we kinda hit it off.
Little something to take the edge off. Whoa, that's different. I don't know why mine is this color. It looks like the Taco Bell drink.
One of my favorite days of this trip was when we went to the City of Arts and Sciences, and it was a campus of cool things to see and do. There was an aquarium which had so many exhibits, and we didn't even get to see all the exhibits we wanted because it was so large. We did get lucky to see a dolphin show, and it was crazy to see what they could be trained to do.
But if you close your eyes,
Do you? Maybe for once, just give it a try. Listen to me when I say goodbye.
And this concludes our Spain trip. This was an amazing last day in Valencia, and our flights were out of Barcelona, so we headed back to our hotel and left the next morning. Hope you enjoy this video and don't make the same mistakes I did if you go to Spain. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.